Hey, this is Stun Gravy, and last week I was invited to San Francisco for the Hardline Beta preview and feedback event, where I got to play and capture footage of pretty much the same thing you're all going to get to play with in the beta soon. They've tweaked most everything from the first beta, along with adding new maps Dust Bowl and Bank Job, and added Hotwire mode. Hotwire mode works like Conquest, except instead of holding points, you hold certain vehicles on the map, and you have to keep them above a speed threshold to gain points. If you're trying to get the most points on your team, grabbing a vehicle and keeping it is actually one of the easiest ways to get top score. Just try not to get stuck with the tanker truck, which is literally a gigantic bomb ready to explode at the slightest damage. But if you're watching my channel, you're probably not concerned with the score, and you're more concerned with the stunts and Zooks. As for Zooks, I've got some bad news. The development team at Visceral decided that it was kinda silly to have every mechanic on the field holding a giant rocket launcher with 4 or 5 spare rockets in what's supposed to be a cops versus criminals game. So what they did is they made rocket launchers only available in the form of battle pickups. And then when you do pick them up, you have precisely 2 rockets to work with. Now you can also grab rocket launchers out of the back of certain cars, though I didn't figure out exactly which ones it works for. But if your goal is to go out and shoot a helicopter, you can go out and do it. It's just a lot less convenient than in Battlefield 4. Also, helicopters are far less of a threat than in Battlefield 4, even less than in the last beta test, largely because small arms fire can easily take them out. I really hope they balance this, because in the several hours of playing, I was barely if ever killed by a chopper while on foot. Actually, that seems to be a theme in this game, that everything is infantry focused, and vehicles serve more as transportation than anything else. No more tanks or LAVs to hide from. The scariest thing out there in the field is an armored SUV with a machine gun on top, which in the right hands can actually do a lot of damage since RPGs aren't as readily available. As for C4 launching, I've got some good news and some bad news. You can still self-C4 launch vehicles as long as there's not line of sight from your body to the explosives. The car or bike you're on will protect you from your own stuff. But the bad news is that in the build I got to play with, you could not detonate friendly C4. That means you can't get big launches, since when you detonate your C4, it won't set off the extra that your friends provided. We tried using explosives and magnum rounds to set it off, but it wouldn't do anything. I guess you could try to time all the explosives at once for a big launch, or do it one at a time for compound launches, but whatever you do, it means that launching is going to be a lot harder. We told this problem to the devs, and they said that it was definitely not supposed to be this way. Hopefully it will be fixed in the final product, but I doubt they had time to fix it for the beta. Good luck to all my fellow launchers out there. You might just have to stick with bike launching for now. In general, I think the game is a refreshing change of pace from BF4, which I've played way too much of. The game is really refocused from the largely vehicle-based combat we get in Battlefield 4 Conquest to the more hectic infantry play where enemies seem to come from all angles all the time. From what I've played, it's less of the explosive trench warfare style that we get in Metro and Lockers, and more open running around. But we haven't seen all the maps yet, so don't hold me to that. Really for me though, I'm more into just goofing off the whole time rather than really playing the objective, and I'm gonna need more time with the game in a more natural environment to see how that plays out. I'm Stun Gravy, and I hope we all have a good time with the beta coming up, and I'll see you next time.